Hello and welcome to TVC News at 4. We are staying with the visit of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to Nigeria. And now all is set for their visit to the 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital in Kaduna State, which is one of the places they are expected to visit during their time in the state. They will also be hosted by Governor of Kaduna State, Sani, at the Kashim Ibrahim House. Security has been heightened across the Military Reference Hospital and the Kaduna State Government House, with final preparations still ongoing as officials await the arrival of the royals. Well, pictures there from Abuja, where Prince Harry and his wife Meghan landed this morning at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Their first engagement was at the Lightway Academy, Abuja, for a summit on mental health. And at about 47 minutes past midday, they were at the Defense Headquarters, where military officials and other dignitaries received the royals. Prince Harry later inspected a guard of honor. On Saturday, they will be at the Armed Forces Command Officers Mess, Abuja, for a volleyball game with Invictus athletes. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be in Nigeria for 3 days, and their visit will take them to 3 cities: the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Kaduna, and Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos State. Now, some suburbs in Gombe State may soon be wearing new looks, as Governor Inuwa Yahaya flagged off the construction of an 11-kilometer network of roads in one of the suburbs connecting the state capital. Governor Yahaya also presented checks to property owners whose buildings would be affected by the construction work. Senior reporter Landry Adeyemi has details.
Roads are important infrastructure in almost any community, but for the densely populated suburb of Gombe called Tunfre, it is absolutely essential. Subsequent governments have ignored the call for good access roads in Tunfre, but the government of Inuwa Yahaya has agreed to construct these roads and mobilize the constructor to come to site. Checks and compensations are being paid to households and businesses that have been affected by this construction.
But we are optimistic that here the rains will not affect us much. So within, let's say, 9 to 10 months' time, we can round it up from Tunfre.
These community leaders and residents are gathered here to witness the historic occasion that will change their lives. It's been several years that residents of the sprawling suburb of Tunfre have been desiring proper road networks.
The road is for betterment of everybody in the state, not only for me, for everybody. Why would my own personal interest supersede that of the entire state? It's not possible. The goal is for betterment of the state as well, so I'm happy for it. Even though it don't affect me, I have to be happy.
It will bring a lot of developments. There will be open doors, there will be good economy, because before we don't have good road. It will help in Tunfre, to develop Tunfre, to bring good things to Tunfre.
Governor Yahaya speaks on the importance of this road network to the social-economic development of the state and the huge cost of compensation.
It's going to cover 11 kilometers in this vicinity, just this locality. And we're working on several others. But this one is going to take 9 months. It's going to cost about 11 billion naira. Already the contractor has been mobilized. We paid him 30% of this money, so he has no cause to complain about payment.
The construction of this network of roads in this highly populated suburb of Gombe is bound to herald a new season of accelerated social-economic development. Landry Adeyemi, TVC News, Gombe.
Now to Delta, where the state government has taken delivery of 19,500 bags of 50 kilograms of maize and 4,700 bags of 25 kilograms of gari from the federal government for onward distribution to vulnerable persons across the state. This is part of efforts to cushion the impact of the current economic downturn, in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. Ikenna Mechi reports.
We present those items.
Secretary to the Delta State Government, Kingsley Emu, receives the food items on behalf of the state government as he commends President Bola Tinubu for the initiative. Mr. Emu also pledges the state government's commitment to ensure even distribution across the state.
Thank His Excellency, Mr. President, for this generous gesture. It is a stopgap measure, and we are convinced that we'll have a medium to long term, short to medium to long term interventions. Today we have received 19,500 bags of maize, and then 4,700 bags of dairy. And that's that sounds big, but for Delta with a population of over 6.2 million, you'll agree with me that we need to really be as intentional in ensuring that it gets to the final destination.
The Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, represented by Mr. Brandon Ibrahim, calls for proper distribution to vulnerable persons in the state.
Both food items will be shared equally to all the LGAs in the state. Also, based on the directives of the President, 20% of the food items due for each LGA should be given to religious organizations, and 3% to be given to boarding schools in the LGAs.
After receiving these food items from the federal government, the next step for the state government is to distribute to the 25 local government areas and to those who are vulnerable. Ikenna Amechi, TVC News, Asaba.
Now talking politics. A coalition, the Ondo People's Assembly, has condemned what it described as continued attempts by Senator Kashim Ibrahim and Olushola Oke, SON, to undermine the democratic process and instigate crisis following the recently concluded governorship primary election of the All Progressives Congress. While addressing journalists in Akure, convener of the group, Olufemi Lawson, and the publicity secretary, Kikelamo Sijola, urged the national leadership of the party to sanction the two APC chieftains. The group frowned at the alleged efforts by the senator to discredit Governor Ayedatiwa and the process, which has been adjudged by the APC and observers as free, fair, and credible.
We also want to call on the national leadership of the APC and the leadership of the APC in Ondo State to immediately take decisive action against Senator Kashim Ibrahim for continuously and publicly not only attacking the party, disrespecting the office of the governor of Ondo State, and undermining democratic process which has been conducted by the party. What is most pressing and alarming, and why we are doing this, is because of the antecedent of Senator Kashim Ibrahim. For those who have been involved in the political activities of Ondo State, so we are demanding that the party should sanction Senator Ibrahim, because not only has he refused to explore the mechanisms of the party to seek redress, but he has demonstrated that he does not believe in the mechanisms of the party, he does not believe in the laws of the party. He wants to run as a man. He would have opted to be an independent candidate if he knew he was not going to obey or respect the will.
Now to continuing our coverage of the visit by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and the Meghan. They are now in Kaduna State, northwest Nigeria, and they have met with the governor, Sani. Pictures there showing Prince Harry beside the governor as they are being followed there by some dignitaries, of course, seated there and enjoying the ambience and the reception that already has been organized by the state government. They'll be visiting the Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, where they're expected to interact with the wounded soldiers there. That's it on the news as for. Thank you for watching. For more, do visit our website, www.tvcnews.tv. Also, to follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Our handle is at TVC News NG. And we're live on YouTube at TVC News Nigeria. Up next is Sports Desk. Stay with TVC News.